Ladies and gentlemen. No, we said, what did you say? Somebody in the comments said, ladies and genitals. Someone said, shout out to the person that said ladies and genitals. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm down for that.
And genitals.
Ladies and genitals. Welcome back to another episode of House of Herby. I am your host, Queen Herby, and this is your co-host, Jedi Nick. We have had such an incredible time with you, okay? This sounds like I'm about to give a speech. I am giving a speech because this is a season for us. We decided that this would be the final episode of season 1, House of Herby. We're going to take a few weeks off, regroup for the holidays, and we're going to come back next year even crazier with more crazy shit for you.
We're going to come back in 2026.
No, well, maybe Jedi Nick. He's getting fired. You're like a Twitter employee.
You cannot legally tell me like this.
You have to pay my severance. No, the funny thing is none of us are getting paid for this podcast. This is why this season is so special to me.
None of us are getting paid for this podcast.
No, but let's be real. Like, it's me, it's you, it's Alex. We had such a great time creating these episodes for you. I feel like we poured so much value into this. I know that some of you have been super inspired, and we intend on continuing to inspire you next year. So thank you. This is closing season 1. Can you even imagine what we're going to talk about today? This is the final episode of season 1.
I can't imagine.
Manifesting and magic.
Manifesting and magic?
Yeah, I had to add magic because
Eminem?
Because I'm tired of people overusing and misusing the word manifest.
Yeah, manifest.
It got really
manifestation now is like
she sold out.
It's like
she sold out, and she's already doing her Vegas residency.
It's the bro of the spiritual world now.
It is. No, people love to hate manifestation. They're like, ew, gross. What are you talking about?
I don't know if anybody else watched the WeWork show.
Oh yeah,
but that
it's really good. It's Anne Hathaway
and
the other guy.
Shout out to Lato.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was great, infuriating, and kind of like, but really good. And
very informing about like how our country and capitalism works. Really fascinating.
Yeah, and how it's not like that whole VC culture is just like not sustainable, and people are literally look at the Theranos thing.
Dude, how companies are built. They're like, yeah, we'll invest and we want to see 40% growth every year. It's like
40% growth is not going to be sustainable, dude. That shit, or it's going to look really sexy and it's going to look really hot, and then fucking.
And one of my mentors told me also, it's like, that's the American way. You build a company for 7 years and you sell it.
I hate that.
And you start another one?
So that doesn't really feel like...
that's not us, okay? Y'all have fun with that. We're going to go ahead and do it differently. We would like to create something differently. So we're going to talk about manifesting today, because I'm sure over the course of the last, is this episode 14? 14 weeks?
Woo!
We've talked about enough shit for y'all to like have at least thought about becoming an artist. First of all, we need your art. This is a creative living podcast. We hope that you've discovered yourself at a deeper level. And yeah, I think this is the last piece of the puzzle for this season. So let's start with how did we get here? How come manifestation became such a hated
word?
She's like the villain of culture right now. It's
just such a bastardized. People are using it in such a it's like the new fancy shiny toy that everybody's playing with. And
I'm gonna manifest that.
Yeah, and then as a result, it's clearly like some kid's gonna have a mayo sandwich and play with it, and it's just gonna be covered in mayo, mayo and grease. And then you're like, thanks for ruining the toy for everybody with your mayo hands.
Let's scrape the mayo off of manifestation this week.
You need oil and water and soap.
A little bit of Dawn will do the trick. Okay.
Scraping off.
How did we get here? How did we get to mayonnaise? I'll tell you how we got here.
Mayo, manifestation, magic. Let's go.
Let's do it. Look, is that the t-shirt?
That's
okay. We should just throw up 14 different unique t-shirts to the site this week just to commemorate.
Put up a poll, and whatever
podcast.
one wins, we won't do. We'll do the second one, the winner up. just to keep people guessing.
Yes. Okay. So for me, manifestation started to get famous
Wouldn't it be
in
famous?
2006 with a book called The Secret. Do y'all remember this shit? For me, I got the book at Barnes & Noble. I physically purchased the book because I was like, yo, I'm interested in this. And I had no idea I was even
books
spiritual.
aren't on the internet yet.
didn't even know I was spiritual. But there was so much buzz and so much marketing around The Secret. There was a movie too, there's like a 45-minute film or something where they just talk. It's like Bob Proctor, he's pretty cool. I mean, we love Napoleon Hill, and there's like all these old, dudes that talk about spiritual manifesting shit. Yeah.
Question. So I just kind of feel like The Secret was a little bit...
Yes, we're about to criticize the hell out of her.
Thank you.
Yes. 30 million copies later. Yo.
Let's write a book called The Secret.
This is how manifesting hit the mainstream audience. I believe, this is after reading the book and consuming the movie, because I was so desperate to understand this. I was like, yo, y'all are framing this like some big secret. It's literally the secret.
It's The Secret.
It is.
It's not big.
So it was misleading as fuck. Basically about the law of attraction. That was kind of their only...
That was really it. Just the law of attraction, right?
Once you get past like the marketing stuff and like the mystery, like they did a great job making it feel very occult and suspense and like... That's cool.
You know what it feels like? It's just like the hype. There was no way it was going to live up to the hype that they were prepping for this shit.
No
it's
way.
like they're like, and this has changed, and this everything's going to be different, and they get to it, and they're like, oh yeah, just law of attraction. Okay, bye. You know what I mean? It was like,
and then you're like,
hold on.
wait. What's law of attraction? What is this?
Yeah, manifestation is something that is so interesting to me because it is super real. It's very, very real, and it's also something that. So we live in like a physical plane, right? So to be able to manipulate it in kind of like a long-term or sometimes short-term way, just to be able to have things kind of create into your experience, which is kind of like the manifestation in general. If anybody hasn't heard of it.
And a quick disclaimer. None of us are professionals in this field, but we are so into it and so curious.
I think you're a professional in this field.
You think so?
I do.
Well, maybe we both are.
I have seen it.
We might have a story for you.
I have fucking seen you do it like fucking 8 times at this point.
I love that because I basically have a whole map. Again, like we had the transformation map. I've got a map of how to manifest.
Google Maps, let's fucking go.
The disclaimer is this is as far as I understand now. I'm sure we're about to learn more. I'm reading a book right now called The Divine Matrix that talks about like the energy in between atoms and space and how you can look at a proton, which is a particle of light, and it can move to another location before it even moves from this.
What does that even mean?
No, that's teleportation.
Again, I'm going to say this again. There's this book called The Field that will fucking put a dick in your brain because it will. The first half I just like it's impossible for me to understand because I'm a trombone player and I'm from Maine, but it's like all about like scientific. Dude, when you zoom in on an atom, all there is just like nothing, right?
Space.
It's just I don't know. I think it's just like vibrating matter or frequency. It's just a frequency.
It's important to talk about this. Yeah.
So that means anything is just like a bunch of frequencies, and it just depends on the frequency, which determines its structure.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. It gets really, really, really fucking crazy, and it's fascinating because we have both done it. It's been fun watching you do it too. But
I feel like you've done it a lot.
I have done it.
This is a really fun story. So let's hit him with a couple stories and we'll go through the steps.
Story time.
Okay. So Nick is journaling. I'm journaling. Every morning we journal and then we go through our routine, which we covered in the Q&A episode. And Nick is like, we want a big song. We want a big song on TikTok or something. What were you journaling about? You were manifesting it. I didn't journal about it every day.
What year was this?
Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago? I think I just said I wanted like an independent hit.
He wanted an independent hit song. Yeah. So here comes Sugar Daddy 6 months after she's released. #1 in Egypt. Okay, this is an example of how you set forth your intention and say, I want a hit song that's independent. And you don't specify like in America, like that would be helpful. Like,
well, that's the universe just kind of like fucking with you, just laughing.
It's
laughing with you.
The sense of humor is thick. It's thick.
And also, who are we to be like it? So we're this expansive consciousness, right? But right now we're also in this
physically
body.
A bit restricted by a physical form.
So how could we ever possibly think that our brain is going to be able to comprehend something that the universe is planning or whatever the fuck it is, right? So you can't really I guess what it is, the joke on that is if you think you know exactly what it's going to be, the joke is that they'll give it like it'll happen, but probably in a way that you totally don't expect or didn't see, because you're just not able to see, every way sometimes.
And then 5 years later, you'll realize that this is the best way it possibly could have unfolded for you. You're like, oh shit, if it would have happened any other way, I would have been totally not ready or totally made a mistake or whatever. Like it's really, the universe has your back, as Gabrielle Bernstein says, one of my fave spiritual gurus. It's just this trust and this flirtation and this game that you start to play. So we're going to talk about this communication with the universe, because I think that's, and again, like whatever words you want to place here, if you're like, my communication with Allah, my communication with my higher self, my communication with soul or source.
Gary.
We're going to say universe because it's just like, it feels universal.
Yeah, universe feels pretty universal.
We're not trying to, exclude anyone with that. By the way, like I'm the last person to exclude. I grew up in a Christian household. You grew up basically
heathen. Yeah.
Heathen.
Straight to hell.
So we got you covered.
Drive the bus.
We got you covered. In this, if you're strictly religious,
don't bring your jacket.
Like,
it's gonna be warm.
The beauty of this is it's like the law of nature. Just like everything we're interested in on this podcast, like there's no exclusion. Nobody should be afraid to explore this because it's just the way it is.
And it sounds fucking crazy, right? It sounds a little insane. It's actually going to be probably the main focus of all quote unquote scientific study for the next X amount of years.
Absolutely.
This is going to be because like we've kind of, not that we've discovered everything at all, but like as far as this other frequency, this channel that you can tap into, they have proven that you, and I told the story already in the field, okay, in the end, they get all these healers from a variety of all these different kinds of backgrounds and religions and shit, and they give them a picture of the person they're supposed to be sending prayer or positive energy to, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? And it actually was a chartable, noticeable difference that they were able to observe in the patient.
That's cool.
And they found throughout doing all the studies, they had to do it a bunch of times because even telling the doctor that they were doing this would affect it. Because the patient would feel better just if they told the doctor they were doing this experiment. So they had to continue to remove different things about it until they got to like, they never even meet them. They just send them a picture. And they also tried to put them in different places on the planet, the whole thing. It didn't matter.
It's so insanely simple that it becomes really frustrating. That's why I think a lot of people are like, I can't manifest. It's like, bitch, there's so many layers to this.
Okay, so what do you do?
We uncover that. So let's start with step one. So step one for me is to decide. Decide. What do you want? What are you trying to manifest, yo? This is the hardest.
Man. That's a whole shit. We can decide what you... I don't fucking know what I want sometimes.
If you want to manifest, bitch, we're going to have to get into each one of these steps is hard.
Okay.
Deciding what you want, right? So a lot of people are like, well, I want to make a whole bunch of money, right? But the problem is, and this is what I learned from, I follow this amazing tarot artist on YouTube called Tarot Priest. Shoot, I hope I don't get the name wrong.
Are you asking?
But they were saying that a lot of people say they want to manifest money, but that's not it at all. They want the money to purchase something else that they actually want.
Yeah.
So they were saying if you just want to manifest money, that's only going to work out if you actually love money. There are people out there that love money. The green, crunchy paper smell.
The physical paper receipt.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you say you want money, we're talking about a physical item. We're trying to bring things into the physical reality.
Yeah.
So if you say I want money, you're just saying you want a whole bunch of dollar bills and some coins and some checks and some things. No, bitch, you want to buy something that you actually want with the money. So we got to get there. We got to figure out what it is you actually want, because a lot of bitches out here like, I want $1 million. Like, no. What are you going to spend it on? One of the best exercises that my friend Janine Edwards gave us was to spend $1 million a day. Like, imagine doing it on a piece of paper every day. You have to spend $1 million and write down exactly down to the cent.
And it doesn't carry over, right? You have to spend all of that $1 million.
You have to spend it all. You can't put it in an account to save it.
Right.
You have to like give it to somebody.
It could be a down payment for
buy
something. But you have to spend it all.
It's got to be a purchase.
Yeah, this is a crazy exercise.
And everybody out there that's like, I want to make $1 billion. Like, babe, Do you even understand?
And do it for 7 days straight.
It was hard for us to spend $7 million.
After like day 3 or 4, you literally start, at least for me, I just kind of like ran out.
Ran out of stuff. Like day 4, I was like, I don't know. I already have everything I've ever wanted. So I need you, the first step of manifesting is to decide what you want. And it better not be money unless you actually like the crunchy green papers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, or do you need the money to buy that thing that you want? The other rules that I saw from all my favorite spiritual teachers is it can't be out of fear or necessity either. You can't be like, I just want a really big house. It's like, okay, well, why? Right? You got to make sure this is actually something that's going to be, it's like the genie. It's like the genie in Aladdin. He's like, dude, well, we can't make you fall in love. Like it's like you got to.
Totally. This is a whole other asking why. This is a whole other podcast.
Oh, goddamn, yeah.
No, it is, because like asking why is such a crazy. So this is the thing that she's talking about. Like if you, okay, what do you want? Right? I want to be a famous actress. I'm an actress.
Okay.
That's right.
Good job.
Okay. And they're like, why? Because I want to have a nice house and a nice husband. Why? Because I want to feel good about myself and feel stable. Why? It just continues
because
to
I'm
break
afraid
you
to
down.
die. That's what it always goes down
well,
to.
Or it just really breaks down the fundamentals of really what you're trying to do here. Get to the fucking chase. And that's a big thing in manifestation too, because a lot of things like be careful what you wish for is so fucking real, because you can create environments and manifest things that you're not ready for, and that's also part of the game, by the way. You're going to be fine.
Everybody knows
part
about
of the experience.
The mythology of Midas, where everything he touched turned to gold, and he literally ruined his fucking life.
It was awful.
He turned his love of his life into gold, and he was like, what the fuck? Now I have a gold statue of a person that I would... Yeah.
Being rich and being wealthy are two different things.
And the universe
sometimes the same thing. Yep. Sometimes the same thing,
sometimes.
But usually
not always.
Not always.
Actually, I bet it's less than 50%.
Man, so funny. But okay, but anyway, so I feel like that's a whole other topic.
It is, babe, but listen. We're going to do this. You're going to decide what you want. Even if it is money and you're not sure, let's just go about it like we're practicing here. You said I want a hit independent song, and we got Sugar Daddy to go #1 in like other countries, right?
Yeah.
LOL.
LOL.
Okay. This is all, you're here, you're existing, your heart is beating right now. There's blood pumping through your beautiful veins for this exact reason. We're going to learn how to do this, and we're going to fuck up. It's going to be great. We're here to support you.
Part of the game.
Let's go. So you're asking for something that you actually want, the root of actually what you want, and you're not afraid, and it's not something you're like fearing. You're just like, okay, I'm going to manifest this. You're trusting the universe, and you're writing it down and putting it on a motherfucking mood board, because we had a mood board episode on this podcast. Silence. Okay. This is going to be cricket.
Like, let's see how long she goes.
Insert
I can't
the
break
cricket
now.
Sounds. Okay. Step 2 is feel. So we had decide, and now we have feel. Mm-hmm. So this is a weird one. This is maybe my favorite one that I didn't know was so important. You have to feel the feeling of already having it.
Put a blindfold on and just turn the lights off in your apartment.
Touch it.
And just... Hi, Nick Noonan.
We went to an amazing show this week with our friends. That was what was it called?
Empire Strips Back.
It was a burlesque parody show
of Star Wars.
It was so tight.
It was pretty hilarious.
It was so tight.
Okay, so anyway, so you're saying you have to feel it emotionally.
So we're not talking about sexual feeling. We're talking about the full emotional feeling of already having that thing that you decided you want.
Yeah.
So you decided, let's what's our example? We want an independent hit song, right? So now I want you to feel like, sit there with your eyes closed and be like, oh my God, I have an independent hit song. You know, like what
experience
are all,
it.
I want you to experience the spectrum of emotions that goes with it. Really, you got to trick yourself into feeling like you actually already have it.
Yep.
And that's kind of going to introduce you to, this is basically like the middle. You're now in the meat of manifesting. After this, you barely have to do shit. Barely. You sell like this.
No. The next step is the hardest for
Is
me.
it the worst? Okay, let's see. In this feeling of already having it, you're also celebrating everything. You're already like having you're celebrating it's your Grammy night. You're already like you having, what does the champagne taste like? What does your life look like as a Grammy winner? Like,
how bad
I'm just
do
jumped
your
over to
feet
Grammys.
hurt in those heels?
Yes. How would you spend your time day to day once you have this thing? What kind of food would you be eating? What type of people would you spend your time with, and what clothes would you wear? Get specific, and I want you to go through and process the entire feeling.
Emotionally feel it.
Emotional. If you cry during this, great. That is
cry, bitch.
That is the sauce of manifestation right there.
Yeah, this is a thing that
because it's literally no different.
No,
it's crazy to me that once you get the thing, you're gonna experience these feelings again.
Yeah.
But maybe when you get it, you're gonna be like, "Yo, I already cried about this."
Yeah, and this is an age-old. This is like fucking. This is pretty much what The Secret is saying. This is the law of attraction.
But they didn't give step by step. This is obviously, we should have 30 million downloads of this episode because this is way more helpful.
Let's go. So emotionally, if you can vibrationally, okay, so emotions are really important vibrational frequencies.
It's magic.
Yeah, they send your emotions are very, very strong vibrational frequencies. So when you're like really sad, it's a really strong frequency either way. It's just extremes. When you're really happy, same thing. So if you can see and feel this and experience it emotionally, that's a big step.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's almost like rehearsal, but I want you to really believe it.
Be there. Be there.
I do. Abraham Hicks, one of my favorites, always says, like, you got to go 17 seconds. Like minimum.
Really?
I don't know why she figured out.
Okay.
It's like 17 seconds, and that's when your vibration actually starts to change. So the reason you're doing this work is because you're actually altering your magnetic attraction to the fucking thing that you want to attract. You are tuning yourself to the vibration of your greatness, of your highest self, which is in turn making you worthy to receive that thing.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. It's so simple, but it's like, wow, what?
But so for me, the next step
is the hardest.
Do you want to do it?
You already know what it is?
Do you have to surrender it? You have to let it go.
Let go. The next step after that, all that shit you just did,
you
is
have
to forget about it.
You kind of have to forget about it.
Oh, great.
And you have to. But I guess there is a last step where you have to then actually take action.
Yeah,
but you have to.
Don't go ahead. Don't go ahead.
I didn't say it. You said it. I'm not even. I have a nice jacket on. You can't yell at me.
Don't gaslight her.
It's science.
You said it.
Okay.
You said it.
Okay, so step 3. We only did 3 steps so far. We have, what did we say? Decide what you want, feel the full feeling, and let go.
And then let it go.
How it comes is not your job. This is the hardest step. You're right. This is the hardest step.
For me personally, because I'm a
control freak.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? I think everyone who listens to this podcast is some form. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments if you're not a control freak so that we can hire you.
Press 1 for control freak.
Yes.
That's a t-shirt.
You may have thought you wanted this thing and for it to look a certain way, but the universe might direct you towards something similar yet potentially much, much greater. This is why letting go of it is so important, because it's not, you have no control over it, like what the perfect coordination of this. Like I always think about this after I feel the feelings and cry about it, how much I want it, and then I just shake it off and I go about my day, and I'm like, the universe is coordinating all the appropriate ingredients for this, and it might not be anything close to what I wanted, what I thought I wanted, but
what you thought you wanted.
But it's
That's the
always
thing.
The best.
You still have a very limited view on what you think you want. You know what I mean?
You love letting go. Again, this is like the 27th time we've promoted this book in this podcast, but Letting Go by David Hawkins. It's annoying to read it. If you're not ready for it, it's a lot. It's heavy.
And take your time. If you're not ready, take your time.
I had to go sentence by sentence until I was at least 34 years old.
And one of you said you reread it every year.
Yes.
Every year, yeah.
It's a lot to absorb.
It is, because you get something different every time. And desire, if you really desire something, it's technically actually kind of like a vibration without integrity. So there's no end game in it. You know what I mean?
This is why the Buddhists are like, the cessation of desire is like the answer to freedom or liberation. Like you're going to suffer as long as you want something.
Yes.
You're suffering.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I hate this. So it's your master. If you are constantly desiring money, you are a slave to it.
Yes.
If you're constantly desiring people's approval, you're a fucking you.
So and that's why you need to get your titties out and you need to be like, look, we're gonna flirt. We're gonna have fun with this. Missing. We're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna have a burlesque show and tease.
We're gonna put on our stormtrooper helmet and we're gonna take our pants off.
We want you to develop a relationship with the universe where you're just a dick tease. You're like, hey, like, why don't we do this? Anyway, forgot. That's okay, what manifesting is.
This is also a universal law of the universe.
This is how you attract a mate too.
So listen, boy likes girl.
Yeah.
Boy becomes obsessed with girl, is around a girl all the time. Hey, you wanna go out? You wanna get a cheeseburger? You wanna date? Hey, and she's like, dude, get off my dick, man. Get out of here. That's a law of the universe. So that's desire. So if you're straight up on somebody all the time and you just smother them, the only natural reaction is to reject it. Okay? So if you do this with manifestation, the universe is going to naturally reject it. Then as soon as the classic boy loves girl story, and then finally the boy is just like, okay, I'm done, and over the girl. Suddenly girl becomes interested in boy.
Right.
It's how it fucking works.
I wonder if that's the law of polarity or the law of duality. Where
it's like magnetism or something. It's magnets.
We're seeing evidence of this in our physical experience. So like, we just want to show you that it can be fun. We're going to give you some examples of how we already did with the sugar daddy. That's hilarious. Step 4. So we've already said decide, feel, let go, take action.
And then take action.
Take action is step 4.
Yeah. And you have to do it in a... No, you don't have to do fucking anything. Do whatever you want to do, but take action.
My recommendation is try to write down 3 small, tiny ass things you can do today. Because you've already, at this point, you've let it go. You've let go of the outcome. You're like, I don't know how the universe is going to send me those clogs that I want from Marc Jacobs.
And by the way, real quick side note, to properly let something go, you need to be 100% fully okay with either outcome. The universe knows.
Right.
The source, whatever it is, knows. You cannot trick it. Stop trying to think that you can say, oh, yeah, I forgot about it. But really, but clearly you haven't. You need to actually be fundamentally okay with or without it.
Do you remember when
that is how you let go?
We talked about maybe in another episode, we were like, there's your ego, and then there's like the real you. There's like your soul that's watching this all happen. That higher self soul that's watching your ego fuck up and be silly and be human, that's the person or the entity that you have to do all of this with. By the way, your ego doing this is not gonna. That's why people were pissed about the WeWork show and all these other people bastardizing the concept of manifestation, is because it's if you do it from an ego driven place,
yes,
it's not real. You're just manipulating people and hurting people.
And it doesn't mean that you still can't manifest a lot of earthly things like money or whatever. They still are able to create.
Their soul still really wanted to make that work.
But it doesn't
I'll say too, like, I think for me and probably for a lot of people, what's easy to get hung up on is if you're letting something go and then also taking action, getting confused and being like,
that's
is this me not letting it go?
Step 3 to step 4 is weird.
It is.
So you have to take action, but you have to do it surrendered. You have to carry the pails. I know, dude. Listen, I'm not saying it's fucking easy.
You know what I compare it to? It's like being in a dark cave without like a light, without a flashlight. You're like, okay, well, I'm definitely not worried about like how this is going to go, and I trust the universe to bring me whatever the fuck. We're about to get to that step. That's the final step, by the way. We'll get there. But this part of taking action is you're still going to move through the cave. I know it's dark, but you still got to get out the cave. And you're like, yo, like I asked for this, and I'm not worried. I know eventually I'm going to reach the end of this and see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Like, or not. It's just you got to go forward either way.
I'm going to see something.
Well, what else? Yeah, you got to go forward either way.
So you're like, I want an independent hit song. And you're like, well, I need to probably...
What does that mean?
I'm going to make some songs today. Surrendered to the idea that they might suck. Surrendered to the idea that this might not be the one.
And fully
this might not be the day.
Yep, and fully okay.
But whatever I'm doing, and I'm going to go meet with another producer who I want to work with, and I'm going to talk to this mix engineer, and I'm going to take a label meeting, and that's going to be it. But with no thought that like this is the one. This is like, no, let the universe orchestrate that shit.
Yeah. You can't determine the timing sometimes.
I really love comparing this to burlesque. I love comparing this to burlesque because it's like you're just flirting. Like you don't need to show your nipples.
Flirting. It's a lot of flirting. But like, so you have to still. What is it? A Buddhist quote? I don't know the quote. Like you have to carry the pails of water up the hill each day.
Carry the pails. I think that's Buddhist. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to, regardless. Like you still need to do the process, but you have to fall in love. You have to really be in love with the process.
Would you still want this thing that you want if you had to like sweat your ass off every day?
Let's pretend you're going to live for the next fucking let's pretend you're going to live for the next fucking 200 years. You can't die. Okay? You're just like, "Oh shit, I got all this fucking time.
I'm a vampire.
What am I going to do?" What would you be doing anyway? Okay? That's the surrender to it. It's like, no, at the end of the day, I'd be doing this even if I wasn't getting paid for it.
Yeah.
I just fuck with this so hard. I got to keep doing it.
Then
it's only time before you become an expert and then before you can create a huge living and a lot of monetary earth things from that.
But even when you get the independent hit song and you get to your first stage and you've manifested it, okay, let's go to the next step. This is so exciting. This is the last step, y'all. We said decide what you want. Feel the fucking whole feeling. Let go of that shit. Take tiny little baby actions. Action steps.
Action baby.
The last step is trust. Ew.
Ew.
How do we do this, Qveen? So the way I think about trust is like you have to celebrate the big and the small things that are showing you evidence. These are now the universe is flirting back. So you start receiving messages and you're like, "Oh, hey girl, you look cute today." And you start to like pick these breadcrumbs up. And even if it's something so small, like, "Yo, we got like 10 new videos made on TikTok today for the song." We celebrate it. We're like, "Yo, these are amazing." I share them on my story. We're like, "Yes." It's like you become what a lot of spiritual leaders call a co-creator. So it's you and the universe fucking making bops together. You're manifesting together.
Trust that you're going to receive the fucking ideas and shit.
Because check this out.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
That gratitude and that positive energy is also in the language, right? So if you say like somebody's trying to be healthy, right? Somebody's sick and they're trying to heal. Rather than saying, "I'm not sick," you say, "I am healthy." So there's actually language shifts that start to happen because you're like, well, if I say I'm not sick, all your subconscious and your higher self is hearing is sick. Get rid of those words, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
This was hard for me to understand. And saying things in the present tense, like instead of like, "I'm going to be rich someday," it's like, no, I am rich.
Boom.
I am wealthy.
And this is
like present tense.
This is another example of your circle of influence. You can control your own thoughts. That is your biggest circle of influence, to be honest.
It's annoying as hell.
Don't think about your problem. Don't focus on your problems. You're just going to get more.
Whenever you are lucky enough to catch yourself thinking about problems or negativity, just flip it, baby. Think about Disneyland. Do what you need to do. No, I'm in survival mode with this shit because that's all year. This has been a challenging year. And I'm like, oh, but you're like, puppies, think about,
And recognize that recognizing it is growth.
That's it. And that's something you have to celebrate, which is in our last step.
It's very true.
Trust that you are making progress, even when it doesn't feel like it. This is now you just working on yourself. Because questioning if it's working is asking the universe to show you evidence of that. So if you say like, "Oh, I don't know if my manifestation is really working," your thought, you just sent out a telegram to the universe to say, "Show me that this is not working. Show me that this manifestation is not going to happen," right? I hope all these steps are hard.
But at the same time, they're also very simple. It just takes like a little bit of
but that's
emotion.
That's it. Those are the 5 steps.
Okay, cool. Fuck yeah.
I saw a bunch of articles online, like 7 steps, 11 steps. I was like, too many. Too many. No, dude, a lot of people are trying to map this out. And I'm like, yo, it's not that complicated.
So I literally had the same steps except for the last one.
Yes.
But I had all the exact same shit.
We took different notes this week for the podcast.
Took different notes, bitch.
I win.
Yeah, man, what a fascinating thing that is going to be, I think, the frontier of like the new study fucking lab experiment
this
shit.
This is all I'm interested in.
It is. Well, this is what we talk about. This is like literally some of our close friends who watched the podcast or whatever. They're like, yeah, this is exactly what happens when we just like have a beer and smoke a joint. And just
when we come over to your house, like
we're like, but consciousness though.
But
and they're like, yeah, okay, shut the fuck up, dude. Tell me about the book. Tell me about the book you read.
It's like
okay.
once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like once you sit with your friends and talk about this shit, you're like, yo, we can't talk about the weather anymore.
I'll talk about the weather.
It's like, I'm so sorry. Or, you can be there to listen to their issue or problem, but you're always trying to reframe it for them. You're like, yeah, babe, but like if that person at work is annoying you, like what if you just let it go?
But yeah. So there's like, this is another fucking thing, but exactly what you're talking about. The more you learn about all this shit, the more that you learn the very, very, very bottom of all of these things is being just present. You're just being constantly like right here, right now, all the time. Because there's no problems right here, right now.
I'm learning about that right now.
It's
in
so
the
weird.
Power of Now.
Yeah, in the Power of Now. Fucking Eckhart.
Chapter 5.
Totally. Yeah, shit's amazing. And then if anything does happen, if you're able to let it go.
Yes. Yeah, one of my friends texted me just this week and she was like, I'm reading The Power of Now. Have you read it? I was like, bitch. But listen, she's reading it now and she's in her early 20s. Like I read it in my early 20s. It's wonderful. It's such an honor to be here, even if you're older than us or younger than us. Like we're all on this journey together and we're all so excited to be here. Look at us. It's fun. We manifest. We're a manifestation.
Yeah. Well, it does make you appreciate life
God
more.
manifested us.
Yeah, or source, whoever the fuck you want to name it. But like this is a pretty cool thing that we are able to be in like a body on Earth. You know what I mean? It makes you value things more. And I think, and that's like we're saying, you start seeing more of the things that you value. So just kind of compounds, and then like everything becomes like really wonderful all the time. So I think that's the fucking point.
There's still bad days. There's still a lot of contrast.
Absolutely. No, totally. But if you are able to,
can we frame this?
18 lifetimes later.
If you would love some assistance with this, we have a song called Good Morning. That's actually like a meditation track on the Woman album. Yeah. That's inspired a lot by like some of my favorite, like Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks, like a lot of the language that they use to describe this process. It actually is, you can look at the contrast, look at the difficulty that you're facing and be like, what is this trying to teach me? That becomes so much more fun. And how hilarious too. Like Alex and I grew up in really religious backgrounds. I feel like I'm a preacher sometimes, yo. This is what Christianity, this is what a lot of religions are trying, mostly all the religions are trying to help us understand, fathom, why are we here?
That's it. What the fuck are we doing here, man?
Congratulations. You're a manifestation of source, of universe, of God, of whoever. Yeah. And you get to be here and experience shit and just like flirt with it and make stuff.
That's something that at first to me, that kind of proves the existence of like the soul or the something, whatever you want to call it, like the beyond to me. Because this is not as like much as we love it here and we like are like, oh my God, like Earth is our home or whatever. Like we do leave.
Yes.
This is not our temporary place.
I'm curious to see too. I mean, this is probably another episode for another time, but like what happens to the energy of the soul when it leaves?
Well,
because a lot of these hypnotists are like, you remain sort of like an individual. But I'm also like, after reading this Divine Matrix, I'm like, yo, what if it's wonderful to just be absorbed into the ocean of people and just be this thing, and like we get to come back next time as like a different character. Love that for us.
Why do you have to do the shoulder shrug on that?
This is like the thing. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm doing it. I'm doing the motion.
God. Don't rip your fucking ACL.
Before we get too deep, and let us know what you think in the comments, because we're always, I love engaging with y'all, because I noticed that our community is building too. This House of Herby podcast has created such a little community of folks that are like interested in this shit. And it's so validating to me, and I think to Jedi Nick, and probably to Alex as well, like to feel like we found our peeps. So thank you. So we want to give them a couple more examples of manifestations that we tried that actually worked.
Can I pee?
Yes.
I got to pee so bad.
Go!
Right after this break.
Okay,
right
pause
after
for
this
a potty.
break.
Pause for a potty.
And we're back.
Okay, coming back to manifestation, though,
real.
I do want to mention our first big manifestation that we did, which was in 2011, if you recall.
Look at me now. We were doing a cover a week, sometimes two, for a while.
Yep.
And we had these huge plans of what we were going to do, which were just crushed down week by week by week. That didn't happen. Right. So we were just like, oh, okay, well, maybe and the plan was eventually we had surrendered any kind of goal of this huge whatever. We were like, we're just going to, I don't know, we're going to move to LA at the end of the year.
We just need to
were
like
in Boston.
save up enough money to move to LA. That's all we need to do.
And kind of like just break into the YouTube thing and just hit the YouTube thing hard. Because that's where everybody was.
So this
Los
is us
Angeles.
not letting go and us trying to control everything.
And then we finally did let it go. And
Well,
we saw
let's
this movie.
give the details. Let's give the details.
So we used to do this like dinner, date night, movie night thing right near fucking Fenway Park.
Fenway Park had this movie theater, Regal
something
like
Regal.
this.
And we'd go
And
have
we'd go
the
to
fucking
Longhorn Steakhouse, and we would share
chicken tenders.
We would share some chicken tenders and get, because they had a discounted movie ticket at the restaurant. Like, we were so careful with our money.
That was amazing.
We were just trying to make it sustainable, because at the time we were both working weird jobs and like trying to make it work and doing YouTube videos on the weekend.
I was a fucking professional trombone player. Jesus, give me the discount movie tickets at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah. so we get those. So it's like all in like $21 for dinner and a movie. So we were like, yes, we're going to have a relationship. We're going to go on dates. We see this movie called Source Code, which has
Jake Gyllenhaal.
And we were like, wait, what? And it was a lot of these concepts we've been talking about on the podcast, where it's like, what universe are we in? What is life even? What is time?
And he has to, I think if I remember the movie, which I may not.
We should watch it again.
He has to surrender. Am I going to spoil it for everybody?
No.
He has to, there's like a huge amount of surrender that has to happen for him to like accept something.
And we were like, damn, we're just going to die anyway. That's like, it was one of those existential movies that we walked. And we didn't have a car. We walked back from Fenway Park all the way to like wherever
fucking Brookline or some shit.
Brookline. And we stop in it was like a BU park. Like, the colleges have so much fucking money. You like went in there and sat like by a fountain for an hour. And I was like, it's okay if we don't make it in music. And I had like an emotional, and you were like soothing me and comforting me. I feel like we both maybe were emotional. And then we were just like, oh, well, if music doesn't work out for us, that's fine. And then we went back a couple days later, recorded the Look at Me Now cover. Or
I'm sorry, we uploaded it literally. Yeah, we saw the movie on a Monday night.
And we uploaded on a Tuesday.
You uploaded on a Tuesday.
Which Tuesday has always been my favorite day, because Tuesday is such a fun little bitch.
Is it?
Yeah, Tuesday's fun. I was born on a Tuesday.
Disagree with that?
I love a Tuesday, because it's not Monday, but it's still the beginning of the week.
Okay, so you can still get things done. Is that the thinking?
There's so much momentum. It's great. So we upload the Look at Me Now, and the rest is history. If y'all listening don't know, like, the Look at Me Now video went super viral and changed our lives literally overnight, at a time when a viral music video was like unheard of. And we took all the meetings, and we were on the Ellen Show, and we did SNL. Like, it was just a whirlwind of craziness. So that was our manifestation. And I believe to this day, because it was a significant, like, the night before that thing went up, we had a significant emotional event where we felt the feeling of having it, and we surrendered not having it. And it happened overnight, y'all. Yeah. I am telling you, we've never talked about this on an interview, but that was the magic.
Yep.
That's why this happened. That's why we're here right now, and why you're listening. That's crazy. So play with this. Enjoy this process. Learning. You can't make a wrong move. Anything you do is going to teach you, like, come back and reference this episode if you need to. There's some amazing resources online. We are by no means professionals at this, but we've had some experiences that we wanted to share with you. And I thought this was the perfect closer to the season 1 of House of Herby. We're going to jump into our acts of kindness, which is our AOK for the week, because wow, y'all are really slaying my existence. Nell Trist says my AOK was technically for myself. Does that count? Yes, baby. I'm often unkind to myself, especially about my artwork. Oh, please, aren't we all? You love my side commentary? After a few episodes of House of Herby, I started visualizing you and Jedi Nick removing any negative thoughts I had towards my art from my head, like personal creative energy security guards. Oh my God, screaming. Every time you say, we need your art, it resonates deeply. You have both helped elevate how I speak to myself. Thank you.
Damn.
I am screaming, Nell. That is such a fun story. And I love being your, wait, what did you call us? Like personal creative energy security guards. I love that.
It's amazing. No shit. Hey, well,
that is completely 100,000% real too.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Okay, Miranda, how do we spell this last name? Lapides. Lapides? Okay. My AOK was at the New York City Marathon. I was watching on the sidewalk and a runner ran over to the side and sat down because his knees were locking up. I ran to get him some ice and sat down with him until he could get back and continue. I also went to the extra mile, to add his name to my marathon app to track his progress the rest of the race. Throughout the day, I cheered Wayne on until he made it to the finish line. And then she sent a pic. Here's a pic of me and my new friend Wayne, who didn't give up that day. Oh, no shit.
God.
Wow. Oh, fuck me running. Literally.
We are getting to enjoy this picture, and y'all are not seeing it, but it's so sweet. I love this.
Wow.
What, Miranda, you are a magical being.
You should have, and then when he got up to run, then he would have just tripped him or something.
Okay, this is where we're supposed to make fun of you and say something horrible.
Just kidding, Wayne. Fuck you.
Wow, it really doesn't work. I don't think so we're just gonna have to be corny and just get over it. That's a theme of our year. That's
really nice.
We love doing nice things for people. We're those corny friends that you need in your life. Period.
Speak for yourself.
Y'all.
Oh yeah, we're done. We're taking a nap. We're taking a break.
Season 1, we're gonna go into hibernation. We're gonna move into our caves and we're gonna snuggle for the next few weeks. But
we got some music to make. All right.
We got some music to make, but we will be back. We are so grateful for you. I don't think there's many things that have been more fulfilling than this in my life. Like being able to just be with you every week and share how I feel and how I think, and the fact that we have this new community of people is so special. I'm taking the holidays to manifest some shit so that we can be back here for season 2, House of Herby, and just fuck shit up together because we deserve it.
I'm taking the holidays to create. Why does he start laughing? I'm going to make my own home brand mayonnaise.
Uh-huh.
That's all I got.
Really? It's going to be
good, you guys.
It's going to be Queen Herby's soup.
Fuck you guys for not supporting my mayonnaise dreams.
Tell us you're 85 years old without...
What? You're the one talking about soup all the time.
Both of us, unfortunately...
Soup and mayonnaise.
Y'all are going to be listening to this podcast when we're 85. It's going to... In 50 years, we're still going to be doing this goddamn podcast, and you're going to be like, wow, at least we have mayonnaise and soup.
You're going to be like, I manifested it.
Oh my God. I hate it. I hate you. I hate it, but I also love it. Thank you so much for being here. This has been such an honor. And I think season 2 is going to be even bigger. So hang around, spend some time this holiday season with your family. If you're not hanging with family, spend some time with you. You deserve it. Re-listen to these 14 episodes of House of Herby because we are coming with more heat next season.
Rate and review
us because obviously when we pop back in next season, we would love to come in strong.
And who should we have as guests?
Yes, that's another
thing. If we keep going, who should we have as guests?
Yeah, season 2, let us know who you want us to sit with. It's going to be weird. It's going to change the dynamic. There's going to be 3 people on this podcast.
I'm down.
4, including Alex. It's about to get real. So
what are you doing here?
Let us know. I found some amazing artists and creatives that I would like to bring on, and I can't wait to surprise you with all the new music and the new shit that we're bringing.
Let's go.
Yes. So thank you for tuning in again. I am Queen Herby. This is Jedi Nick. Shout outs to Alex on the production, and we will see you in the new year.